Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kethane Space Program. We're on episode 40. Holy crap, 40 episodes. Wow, this has gone fast. Alright, well, as you guys just saw, I don't know if you caught that, but we just transmitted a little bit of data. Actually had no scientific value to it whatsoever. It was just a crew report. But we sent some science data from space around the moon back to the Kerbal Space Center, and got another contract completed. And I got 2 science and a bunch of money for it, so that is awesome. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get Joffric and Lenner, couldn't remember the names, Joffric and Lenner out, and even though they might die because oxygen and whatnot has been depleted, we're going to get them out and over to our shuttle for our return trip home. Is there any science data on this thing? I don't think there is, but never know. We'll pop in there and we'll get Lenner out, and just for him to check the space, the space lab. We'll have him check and see if there's any data stored, and there is not. So we'll get him up and Adam up out of the space lab and into our shuttle, and we'll bring these guys home. Hopefully this episode. I don't like having time constraints, but I also want to get as much stuff done in an episode as I possibly can. So it's really hard playing this game with time constraints. It really is. So that's why I always say hopefully this episode. Is there any fuel on this thing? Is there like copious amounts of fuel? No. And I honestly think the amount of fuel that we do currently have will be more than enough to actually get us home. But just in case, I think we'll take a little bit of fuel, little extra fuel, to get home. I think it'll be more than enough to get home now. But I always have that little thing in the back of my head that says you probably don't have enough fuel for this. You know you might not be able to get home, right? Alright, well we got Joffric, Dilfert, and Lenner on our return module. We're gonna turn on our SAS and everything and get moving, hopefully. Now where? Ooh, we are pretty much directly where we want to be to set up a maneuver to get home. This might actually go a lot faster than I originally anticipated, which I am perfectly fine with. Let's see if we can move this and get a little bit more out of it for less thrust. 663. What's that now? 618. 655. Okay, so we're pretty much need to be right about here. We'll do the rest of thrust because I think we have more than enough fuel to do it. So we'll do it this way. I also designed our return pod a little bit differently so we could save a few more things on the re-entry process. I'm going to obviously be discarding the engine and the fuel tank, but I'm saving the RCS tank, the solar panels, the batteries, pretty much everything that I can. Basically from this, I don't know, you guys can see this discoupler, everything from here up I'm trying to save. So I have extra parachutes, so I could bring the life support back, all the solar panels, all the batteries, couple of half of the RCS ports, and hopefully that'll be enough to bring home and get as much money back as we possibly can. Maybe this shuttle or this spacecraft will be able to actually land near the space center. That would be extremely useful. All right. Well, these are the last guys we need to bring home before we can upgrade our life support system, which is awesome. We're obviously going to probably need to fly more life support out to these current, out to the space centers and whatnot, or space stations that we have, and everything. We're gonna definitely need to fly more life support out there, but we can do that whenever we decide to bring Kerbals back out to these space stations. So that'll be 2 birds with 1 stone kind of thing. So once we upgrade, we'll be able to adjust for that. Obviously, let's close this shield. More than enough fuel. I knew I had more than enough fuel, but there's always, just like I said, there's always that little thing in the back of my head that says, "Hey, you probably don't have enough fuel for this, and you're probably just gonna float out in space for a very long period of time and probably die because you didn't put enough fuel in the freaking shuttle, you moron." All right, that's done. Now let's do a quick save in case something goes horrifically wrong, as per usual, and we'll fast forward and get out of here and hopefully get home. And not to mention that we still need to rescue our reusable lander version 1, which that needs to happen probably. We'll probably end up doing that next episode, but that'll be whenever we update our life support system as well. So, because directly after this episode, I'm going to update our life support just to see if we can actually and then next episode we'll take a look at what kind of life support we need to do. So we'll go out to our space lab at Minmus, and we'll go to our Mooner space station as well, and we'll check and see exactly what kind of life support we need to be looking at to take to said space stations. I also need to install the Kerbal alarm clock because I keep forgetting to do that. I need to do that. Remind me to do that. That is an awesome picture. Oh, that's even better. Probably right there. Man, I love taking... What is that? Is that Minmus out there? That is Minmus right there, too. So we got the moon, Minmus, and the sun all in one. Awesome. That is sweet. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that this episode isn't going to take 20 minutes to get these guys back on the surface. But what we can do is we can start designing a new Kethane lander, which we need to do. So we might end up actually doing that this episode. Yeah, probably. Probably something close to it anyways. I'm just waiting to retract our solar panels. Once we get down a little bit lower. All right, let's retract these guys so they don't blow off in the atmosphere. If we actually do hit the atmosphere with any kind of a bump. There we go. Looking good. Let's take a look at our orbit. What's our orbit looking like? Still coming down. Let's actually burn a little bit and slow ourselves down a little bit more. Granted, I don't need to do that at all because we have more than enough time, but might as well, you know? Get it down a little bit lower so we can adjust our periaps, maybe even bring it up a little bit so we can land right on top of our space center. That would be amazing if we could pull that off. I would really, really, really like to be able to do that. What's our fuel situation looking like? Still okay. I just want enough time to be able to adjust so we can land on top of the space center. But I don't want to burn all of our fuel. I want to save some of it. We're actually not burning very efficiently now. So we'll fast forward and get back up to about 70 kilometers above the surface so we can time accelerate at a reasonable amount. And there we go. Back into space. I think we might actually bring our periaps up a little bit. Then again, I might just do another round and go straight through the atmosphere again and see if we can get a free slowdown, which we probably will be able to. So let's just fast forward and let the atmosphere slow us down. Periaps still isn't that high, so we should still be fine. It's slowly going down, but that's okay. Maybe we should dip a little bit further into the atmosphere. That might help. Let's burn. See if we can bring our apoaps down a little bit quicker. I'd like to have it, you know, roughly inside of our space station. So like 120 would be ideal. But like I said, I don't know if we're gonna have enough fuel for that. I mean, we could probably, I mean, more than likely we'll be able to bring it down into under the space station. But as soon as we're under it, I'm gonna cut the engines. And there we go. All right. Still have a little bit of fuel left. And I should actually be able to bring it down on top of the Space Center probably right about now. I'll probably go up to our apoaps and then, what's the word I'm looking for? Go up to our apoaps and then burn to bring our periaps down to pretty much on almost, you know, in the ocean, roughly. I'm trying to figure out where I should burn to do that. I'm thinking we need to burn like roughly around this area, you know, over here to come down directly on top of our space center. But our periaps is still dropping, which is fine with me. It's free, you know, no fuel required. But we need to stay in space to be able to land near our space center. And again, this is not obviously not a very exciting video, but I apologize. These are things we need to do to upgrade because the game upgraded, so we need to upgrade and, you know, in turn to make everything nice and smooth and hopefully making it so my game doesn't crash nearly as often because ever since we updated and with all my mods now, it seems that the game likes to crash a lot more often than it used to, which is unfortunate, but, you know, something that is obviously you just need to deal with at times. But I think it'll be a little while before 0.25 is released, so we'll have plenty of time to keep going in our current universe. All right, we are back in space, and I'm thinking we need to burn after our apoaps, probably around this area somewhere. Saying like maybe you're like right in this little Gulf area right now. Right here, we should probably burn. Maybe, I don't know. We might be able to just have it slow us down right on top of it, anyways. Interesting. Oh man, I really wish you could fast forward a little bit quicker. I wish the time acceleration was not at 70K. I wish it was at like 40 or 50K. You know, just give me like a little extra buffer to use time acceleration, you know, so this game could go a little bit faster. I mean, with the life support, it already slows down the game quite a bit. Um, so I mean, whatever. We'll deal. All right. Well, we're gonna point retrograde and we're gonna burn a little bit just to bring our apoaps or our periaps down to where I want it to be. So roughly, I would say that's probably suitable for re-entry, close to our space center. I'm hoping. We might land before it, or we might land right on top of it. But if I have to take a guess, I'm going to say we're going to land probably in the mountain range that I don't want to land in. You know, that one, the one right outside of the space center. I would love to land in the ocean next to the space center, but I have a feeling that that's not going to happen because you can already see it's shrinking quite a large amount. I mean, the space center is like right here, and it's moving. I mean, it's getting close. We're probably going to end up landing in that freaking mountain range. Oh, oh, things are changing. Okay, all right, need to flip. Oh, oh God, we just lost one of our parachutes. Get rid of. There we go. All right, get rid of that. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're good. We got it. We got it. Don't worry. We only lost one parachute. We only lost one parachute. We may still be okay. Oh, damn it. Yep, going right towards the mountain. We might even land in the ocean before this continent. We're missing the mountain range. So that's good. At least. All right. Everything else should be fine now. We have our ablative shield taking a brunt of the damage. I think these solar panels might be. Yeah, these solar panels are getting a little warm, but that's okay. As long as no more parachutes explode, I think we'll be okay. We're slowing down quite a bit. Lovely. We are now no longer going fast enough to experience deadly reentry. And as always, I'm going to wait until the atmosphere slows us down to a reasonable speed before I pop the parachutes. I like to wait till about 300 meters per second, because then it'll give us our parachutes enough time to slow us down the rest of the way. And we're good. Let's pop those chutes. Perfect. I'm kind of sad that we lost one of our chutes, but it was. I guess it's okay. I think we'll be okay. I'm just hoping that we land softly enough that none of this stuff just explodes off the side of the shuttle, because that has seemed to have been a tendency for it to like to do. No, I'd like to avoid that. Oh God. Oh man, that extra parachute probably would have helped. Probably would have helped quite a bit. All right, get rid of our heat shield because we don't need it anymore. And kersploosh. No, kersploosh. Kersploosh. Now. All right. Okay. Well, we're going 9.5 meters per second, so I'm assuming that most of the crash tolerance is about 10 meters per second, so I'm hoping that nothing will explode off of the side of this thing. Come on, stay in one piece. Yes! Thank you. I don't have to do a bunch of cleanup. Well, Joffric, Dilfert, Leonard, welcome back to Kerbal, guys. Let's recover your vessel. Oh, and my game just crashed again. Damn it! I wish that would stop happening. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this episode here, guys, because I don't feel like loading up the game again to show the recovery of the shuttle with no science on it. So, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this episode, please hit that like button. It helps with search rankings and all that fun stuff, like I always say. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode of Kethane Space Program. And if you have any comments, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section, and I'm going to go update mods. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you all next time.